Hello, Ginige. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so glad you're back here at the Nourishment Co, and I'm really glad that you've decided to do a Yin Yoga practice. We have 6 poses that we're going to practice together today, roughly about 5 minutes per pose, focused on stomach and spleen meridian, so inner seams of the legs, front body. How it's going to work, I'm going to demo the pose for you as we go. You'll be able to see what that looks like, and then you head into the pose yourself. Now you'll know with Yin, right? You're going to be there for a little bit of time, you're going to close your eyes, and you're just going to be fully immersed in the pose itself. Now what's happening on this side is that I'm going to demonstrate for you, but then I'm probably going to hop back up to a seat, all right? So if you look at your screen halfway through a pose and you see me just sitting here, it's because I'm just keeping an eye on the timer, right? So I'm not going to do the whole practice with you. I'll demonstrate it for you, then I'm going to pop up and I'm just going to make sure that we stick to time. All right, so if you open your eyes halfway through and you see me just sitting here, don't be alarmed. You're still in the right pose. Stay as you are. Cool? Alrighty, let's get straight into it. Now you might have a bolster with you. This could be a couple of pillows, it could be a rolled up blanket, rolled up towel, whatever you've got. Maybe you've got some cushions lying around. Bring it all in and see what works. Now, as we always do, we are going to start with reclined butterfly. So grab your bolster, your blanket, whatever you've got. Place it behind you. Now remember, we sit on the floor, right? We sit on the mat. Soles of the feet come towards each other. Notice that we're not too close, right? Soles of the feet are a little bit further away. And then lay your spine down onto the bolster. Head is rested. Now notice that C shape in your spine, right? So there is a bit of a curve in the spine here, and that is going to be, or the depth of it is going to be determined by your bolster, your blanket, whatever you've got behind you. Now you just want to make sure you've chosen a depth and a height of your bolster or blanket that you can manage over these next, say, 5 minutes or so. My arms are resting by my side, my palms are facing up in a more receptive manner. And we take this moment to really land and arrive. So no matter what you've been doing, no matter what you've got coming next, make the choice to be here fully. Immerse yourself in this shape, feeling all of the edges of your body. And taking note of what is showing up now. What are you most aware of in this moment? You could be most aware of some things that are happening outside of you. Maybe the sound of my voice or the sound of the birds that are all around me at the moment. It could be the sounds, sense in your own space. You might be sensing the firmness of your blanket or your bolster, or the coolness or warmth in the air. And depending on what time of day it is, it could be darkness behind your closed eyelids, or maybe it's really bright and sunny like it is here in my morning. Just choose to be here. Don't be anywhere else. You've made this time. You've set it aside. We don't get a lot of moments like this in our busy days and busy weeks, but you've chosen to be here, so let's make the absolute most of this time. It is precious. And just continue to land and arrive. Choosing to be fully aware of all of those things around you and potentially even those things within you. Noticing how each of these sensations, thoughts, feelings help to anchor us here in the present moment. Listening to the sounds of the birds. We can't help but be anywhere else but here in the present. Maybe feeling a sensation in your hips or even your spine. Again, we can't help but be here fully in that present moment. Taking note of any thoughts, words or sentences happening in your mind. Again, that is another anchor at keeping us here in this present moment. You're going to take 2 more steady breaths. Let's do that together. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Now you're going to come off your bolster. So move your bolster to the side, straighten your legs out, and take a moment here in Pentacle to rebound. And it's a short little moment to notice what just happened, to check in, and to allow your physical shape to come back to a more balanced position. Allowing your physical, mental, and emotional bodies to rebound, to come back to center, to take stock and notice what happened. All right. Roll through your left side over onto your belly. So Sphinx or Seal to practice next. Now I'm going to show you the option with the bolster here first. So Sphinx pose with the bolster. So forearms are over your bolster. The bolster is now supporting the front of the body as we take this back bend, right? A real focus on stomach meridian and opening up through the front of the body. Now you can do this pose without the bolster, so less support, right? And sometimes the bolster adds more depth to the posture as well, right? So you just need to figure out what is best. So Sphinx pose here without the support of the bolster. Your other option is Seal, where we straighten the arms. Now, if that straightening of the arms is way too deep, option, walk the hands slightly forward, or of course, come back to Sphinx pose. So find your pose now, settle in. We'll be here together for a moment. Now that you're in, firstly, if your head is feeling heavy, you can allow the head to drop down. You might even have a block or something to put your head onto underneath you. If you are keeping the head up, just keep the neck and shoulders as soft as possible. Right? There is some energy here in the arms and shoulders to hold the shape. But just do your best to keep everything as soft as you can. Now let's put some attention on the feet. Can we soften the feet and ankles? And then attention on the calves and the shins. Let's soften calves and shins. Your hamstrings and your thighs, your quads, soften. Now, really important here is that we soften the glutes, right? Your bottom muscles, biggest muscles in our body, soften them. Now, as you do that, you might find that the back bend becomes deeper. And if it's too much, you've got to walk your elbows forward or slide the bolster away from the body towards the front of your mat to deepen the back bend. To lessen the depth of the back bend. Belly and lower back muscles, soften. Heart, shoulder blades, soften. Shoulders, arms, hands. A very gentle amount of energy to hold your shape. Head and neck, do as you need. Maybe gently holding the head and the neck, or maybe letting it go. And then with that continued softening, you can picture, imagine, feel your body getting heavier, your body becoming closer to the earth, almost deepening that connection between you and earth. Feeling grounded and supported. And with that grounding and support, you're able to let go completely, to surrender completely, to allow all parts of you to soften. And continue to be here. Maybe putting your attention on all of your soft parts. And feeling each part of you relax and let go. We're going to take 3 steady breaths together. Breathing in and breathing out. Notice the tempo. Breathing in and breathing out. One more breath in and breath out. You can release the pose, coming back to rebound, but this time it's probably easier just to lie down on your front. You might cradle the head with your hands, or of course you might take the arms by your side and allow the head to come to the floor. Again, we take this moment to check in. What just happened? How does it feel to release that back bend? And also, how does your front body and back body feel now? Take a steady breath. Breathe out. All right, we're going to bring ourselves up. So roll through your left side, bring yourself up. We are about to practice dragon. Now you might need something out in front of you, so I'm just going to pop my bolster there just in case. Right leg is going to come forward. I'm going to demonstrate this side. Right leg is coming forward. Left leg is going back, right? Because we're practicing left side first. We're staying with stomach meridian, front of hips especially, and also into the front of the body. Right foot is forward, right? Left leg is back. You can be here, right? If this is enough for your dragon, stay. Now I find actually being up in this variation of dragon, you get a lot of stretch, right? A lot of opening through the front of this left hip. Now if that starts to become too much up here, you might come forward, placing your hands on your blanket, bolster, whatever you have, right? And you can see that that lessens this stretch, right? Stretch, lessened stretch. Option, of course, to come to the hands, to your mat. And some of you might even prefer to come down to your forearms. Right, so there's a few different options. Play with it. See what feels manageable over 4 to 5 minutes, and then choose to stay. And once you've been there for a moment, you'll start to feel, or potentially start to feel, some sensation in the front of this left hip. So you stay in the pose. And whatever sensation shows up, you are choosing to breathe into it. We don't even need to analyze the type of sensation. We just know there's a feeling and sensation there, and I'm choosing to breathe into it regardless of the qualities of it. So let's put some attention on our breath. Firstly, finding that place of sensation, and that could be absolutely anywhere in your body right now. And then choosing to direct your breath towards that sensation. Keeping all of your attention on that space and on the depth and steadiness of your breath. So mindful attention on sensation, and then steadiness on your breath. Notice how these things anchor us here in this present moment. Let's take 3 steady breaths together here, breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. And out. One more time, inhale. Exhale. And then shifting yourself back to probably a child's pose. So hips go back towards the heels and the arms either reach forward or maybe bringing the knees closer together and reaching the arms back. So just a short little rebound in child's pose. Notice again how it feels to let that shape go. And then let's step our left foot forward. We come into the same shape on the other side, dragon. Left leg is now forward, right leg goes back. Option here, allowing, you'll see how I allowed the hips to come forward, just finding that point of edge and then choosing to stay. Remembering we might need to be here or even hands or forearms on your mat. So find your dragon on now what is your right side. So right side opening, left leg forward. And just as we did on the first side, we scan our body for sensation. And then use our breath to not only anchor us here in the present, but to put attention on that sensation and space within our body. Right, it's kind of like an active, it's like you're nourishing that space actively with your breath. That's what I'm trying to say. Nourishing that space within your body using this time here in the shape, and by directing not only your thoughts but your breath as well. So you stay in the pose. Sensation and breath. That's what's keeping us here. Stay with it. So just sensation and breath. And if sensation is not there for you any longer, you just focus on breath. Let's take 3 breaths together. Breathing in. And out. Breath in. And out. One more like that. Breathe in. Steady exhale. And then again, you can rebound, probably child's pose. Again, choosing whether the arms are forward or whether the arms are back. Take this moment again to check in. Notice what has happened, what has shifted, what has changed. Not just in your physical self, but also your psychological self, even your emotional self. Take a breath here. Breath out. Bringing yourself back up for our second last pose. We are taking toe stretch. So have a look here. The toes are tucked under. I'm sitting back towards my heels, keeping the toes tucked. Sitting up tall, lengthening the spine, a little roll of the shoulders, and settle in. Now, for some of you, this is going to feel very intense very quickly. So of course, you can come out of the shape at any time, right? But if you need to bring a little, lessen the sensation, option. Palms can stay down on your thighs, and you might choose just to shift forward. You might have to shift further forward by bringing your blocks or your bolster in and then bringing body weight closer to your hands and prop rather than into the feet, right? So just shifting weight forward. You might have 2 blocks by your side that allows you to keep your hands here, adding some weight into the arms very gently. So find your toe stretch. Use whatever you need to be able to stay. Sit into it as best you can. And notice what's going on. And firstly, I mean, what a gift, right? To be able to feel this type of sensation, to have that connection between your body and your mind, to receive that feedback from your body. It is an absolute gift. Notice how also this sensation keeps us right here in the present moment. And if it's super strong for you, notice how there's almost nothing else that can that can distract you from this present moment. So even in our most uncomfy times, those uncomfy moments, uncomfy sensations, uncomfy thoughts and emotions, they are here now in our current reality. Which really, the here and now is truly our only reality. So just have a think, right? If you are busily distracted with work and all of your other commitments and feeling some challenge about the future or some worry about the past, maybe sitting here in toe stretch just for this short 4 to 5 minute period will draw all of you into this present moment. You can use this shape to focus your attention, to keep you here, now, steady, grounded. What a beautiful pose. And what a beautiful moment to share this with you now. To know that we are all here right now together sharing this moment. For most of us facing this very uncomfortable challenge, but choosing to strengthen our resilience, not just by staying in the pose, but also recognizing that it's a gift. Guys, we're going to take just 3 more breaths. Stay with me. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more breath in. Breath out. All right, let's release the pose. You're more than likely needing to come forward, putting your hands down, and maybe very gently just patting the feet. All right, we are setting ourselves up for our very last pose, pentacle. Whatever you've got here, place it behind your knees. Make sure you've got enough space to lay down. And we take our final rest. Remembering, we drop the practices now, so there's no anchoring. There's not even a breath practice here. Really, the only practice here is surrender, that complete letting go of absolutely everything. So just scan your system and notice if there's any sense of holding. And as you breathe out, can you let that sense of holding go? Now guys, it's really important that you stay here longer. And you can stay as long as you like. What a gift. That is the beauty of Yin Yoga on YouTube. I'm going to leave you here. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'm so glad that you joined me. And until next time, bye for now.